Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So recently, over the past few months, there have been a lot of rumors and talk about a possibility of a fourth stimulus check of various amounts, whether that be $1,400 or $2,000 going out to beneficiaries of Social Security, including SSI and SSDI. We're going to be addressing those rumors and whether or not these stimulus checks are actually going to be going out. Plus, the former president and Donald Trump just weighed in on more aid for Ukraine. Is he for it or is he against it? We'll be going over what he said. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks or $9,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link, is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. And if you rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive those free stocks, is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and that is the possibility of a $1,400, $2,000, or possibly even more than that stimulus check going out to exclusively beneficiaries of Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. So basically, if you just do a quick search on YouTube, you will see various results. So if you search something like stimulus checks for Social Security or a fourth stimulus check, you'll get different results. So you can see there up on the page what I got just this morning, typing that in. Got it. Social Security's raised and $2,000 fourth stimulus check. Stimulus checks for people receiving Social Security. That was 2 years ago, though. The first one was 3 months ago. And then we have one from 2 months ago. You're included at $2,000 fourth stimulus check, Social Security, SSDI, SSI. Really, $1,400 fourth stimulus check. So you can see various amounts there. And then if you do a Google search, you'll see also results such as $5,200 stimulus check coming for seniors on SSI. What is the payment schedule, and check if you're eligible. So they say right here that the $5,200 stimulus check is a one-time payment that will be provided to support senior citizens in managing basic expenditures within the country. The stimulus check of $1,400 will be released by the government soon, but still some amount has been added to the stimulus check, and they say there in total that there's going to be $5,200 going out. If you read further down the article, it says that there's a significance of the $5,200 check, that it was actually an important bill passed by the Legislative Assembly of the USA to financially assist the Social Security beneficiaries. This bill has been passed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, we're a few years now past the COVID-19 pandemic, and I'm just here to say in this video that nothing has actually been passed. There's actually no current proposals, at least being taken seriously at this point in time, for a stimulus check, whether it be to all Americans across the board or whether it be to Social Security beneficiaries. And luckily, we have sites like AARP to sort of set the record straight here. In an article, they say, are Social Security beneficiaries getting a fourth stimulus check? They say that the details differ, but the message in some website headlines, videos, and social media posts are more or less the same. There's a fourth stimulus check headed to older Americans. The promised amounts can vary: $1,400, $2,000, $2,400, $4,200. The money supposedly was coming in November 2023, then January 2024, and now 2024 in February. You're eligible if you're receiving Social Security benefits or live in a specific state or have income below a certain level. But one way or another, these stimulus checks for seniors are said to be on the way, except, as they say, they are not. And once again, there are no bills in Congress right now that, even if passed, would send out a stimulus check. There's nothing that's been passed. So there are no stimulus checks going out to any Americans at this point in time, at least on the federal level. Now, at the state level, they do have certain programs out there where you can receive stimulus checks, and they have programs where if you're below a certain income threshold, or you might have dependents or something like that, they might issue checks on a monthly basis of like $500 for universal basic income. But right now at the federal level, there's nothing that's been passed or will pass, at least in the near future, that will send out a fourth stimulus check to Social Security SSI or SSDI. So even though you're seeing these videos pop up on YouTube and these articles online promising that yes, there has been a fourth stimulus check approved for seniors, Social Security SSI and SSDI, this in fact is not the case. This is just things for, people, I guess, to get hopes up, I guess, for, for whatever reason. Now, in some other news, of course, the Republicans in the House are now on recess, and the White House is using this fact against them, saying, well, they're on recess instead of being in Congress and passing more aid for Ukraine. So according to Politico, the White House ratcheted up its onslaught on House Republican leadership, criticizing them for going on vacation without approving funding for Ukraine and addressing the border. They say, quote, the damage House Republicans are actively causing to American national security mounts every day that they insist on continuing their 2-week vacation. Spokesperson Andrew Bates wrote in a memo to be released on Wednesday and first obtained by Politico. The memo includes a, quote, vacation reading packet of potential threats if the funding is not approved, including Russia advancing on the Ukrainian battle line and a decline in American defense manufacturing. It also lists support from the Border Patrol Union and the U.S. Chamber of Commerce for the Senate's bipartisan border deal, which House Republicans rejected. Since the Senate approved a $95 billion national defense supplemental, the White House has been hammering House Republicans to simply take up the bill and approve it. But Speaker Mike Johnson and his leadership team called the bill dead on arrival in their chamber and said they would not bring it for a vote. So it is interesting there that we had the White House hammering House Republicans for taking time on vacation when Joe Biden has been taking his fair share of vacation over the past few years. And actually recently, Trump was asked whether or not he would be supporting more aid for Ukraine. Let's go ahead and hear what he has to say.
How you doing, Mr. President?
Hi, Kelly.
One of the many great things you did in your first term was put America first. One of the many, many great things you did. That isn't the case in the last few years, which is evident with the unnecessary billions of dollars in foreign aid we have given specifically to Ukraine. So what is going to be the solution to fix all of that spending?
Thank you very much, Kelly. Appreciate it. I like that question. I like this guy. I can tell. But he's a man of common sense. I'm a man of common sense. You know, they say you're conservative, you're liberal, you're this, you're that. No, we're people of common sense. We need borders. We don't want to give foreign aid to countries that hate us. I mean, we're giving foreign aid to countries that hate us. If you look at the numbers in terms of the billions and even trillions of dollars that we give to foreign aid, and yet we don't protect our own border. We don't protect our own military. We have the greatest, I knocked out ISIS. Everyone said it would take 4 years. It took me 3 months to knock out, totally decimate ISIS. We took out Soleimani. We took out al-Baghdadi. We did a job like nobody's ever done.
So you wouldn't be in favor of giving $60 billion more for Ukraine? Because they said without that money, Ukraine will definitely lose the war, which would then empower Vladimir Putin and endanger our allies.
And I guess the thing that bothers me most, it would have never happened if I were president.
Oh, it did happen. So what are you going to do about it?
But it would have never happened. Putin would have never done it for 2 reasons. Number one, I said, don't do it. He would never have done it. And the other reason was oil prices were low. At $40 a barrel, it doesn't work.
What would you
At
do now?
$100 a barrel, he made a fortune during this war. So what I would do is, first thing I get on the phone is with the European nations who are in for 25% of what we're in. We're in for over $200 billion. They're in for $35 billion.
We spent about $100 billion so far, but it will be $160.
It's a difference of $150 billion. They've got to start paying up. You know, it affects them much more than it affects us. We have an ocean in between us. They don't have that ocean in between. They have to start paying up. And you know why they haven't paid? Because nobody asked him. Biden doesn't call. Does Biden lie awake at night, sleeping, cursing? He turns for another reason, not for the reason we're talking about. Sweating, saying, we got to get more. We've got to get them to pay up because there's $150 billion difference. I feel very bad. Remember this. you're really up against a war machine in Russia. Russia, what they do? They defeated Hitler, they defeated Napoleon. You know, they're a war machine. They're a much bigger country. Orban, who I think is a fantastic guy. A lot of people don't like him because he's a little bit on the tough side. He is the Prime Minister of Hungary. And he said, and he came out very strongly, they asked him, what's going on? The whole world is collapsing. He said, if the United States elects Donald Trump, it'll all end. Everybody was afraid of Donald Trump. It'll all end.
So let me know in the comments section below, do you stand with Trump there? Do you believe that we should not be sending more money overseas while Americans here at home just continue to struggle? We have veterans on the street. We have a border that's unchecked. We have people struggling to get by with rising inflation. But just a quick update on Trump's GoFundMe. Right now, they are trying to raise $355 million. That's because he was fined that much in the state of New York. And so far on his GoFundMe, they have raised close to $1 million at $930,000. Of course, that's still less than 1% of the overall fine, but they're almost reaching that $1 million mark. That's just a quick update on his fundraising. But again, let me know your thoughts and comments on everything that we spoke about in today's video. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.